Hello. Um, Welcome to another wonderful opportunity as we're going to present our daily devotional message here today. As we've been taking this month, and we've been looking at some things concerning forgiveness. I know we have not quite got into it yet, but to be able to lay a foundation is so vital and important. And so here today, what I've come here to do is just to simply just give you a snippet, a small 5-minute devotional on how about some key principles. And the things that we're going to be looking at today is going to be that verse right there, Romans 3:23, where it says, "For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God." When I was just thinking about that, it reminded me of a story I once heard about a young lad that he could not wait till his father got home. And when his father got home, he met him before he was even able to get out of the car. And he was so excited. He said, Dad, I just got to show you this. I can finally dunk the basketball. And so the father followed the son to the back where the basketball court was at. And the son, sure enough, he took the basketball. He started dribbling and running up towards the rim. He jumped up with all of his might. He jumped high and he sure enough dunked that basketball. The father, he gave his son a high five. He said, yes, you did it. You did it. He said, but there is only one problem. You lowered the rim to be able to accomplish it. Now I want you to put the rim back up to the standard that it was set and continue to work harder. When I think about that verse, when I think about that story, it reminds me of this verse. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. God has set a standard. God has set some rules. God has set the law in place. And when we mess up, when we sin, we have violated the rules that God has set before us. We have missed the mark. We have not been able to hold up to the standard that God has set for us. And therefore, the rest of this verse remains true that we come short of the glory of God. We come short of what God has set forth as his standard. We fall short of being able to truly be able to hear the honesty and the trueness of that phrase, well done, in this, and things of that nature. When we look at this here in relationship to forgiveness, it shows a couple of key components. It shows us that sin in itself is universal. Sin in itself is universal. It is universal. We we are in need of forgiveness, which leads me right on to this next point. Because this universal nature of us missing the standard that God has set for us, this verse also teaches us or shows us by implication that every last one of us, and so, as we can see here, that this verse really it lays out a foundation for forgiveness. And throughout some of our readings, our Tuesdays and Thursdays, as we go through the teachings, we are going to have most likely on Thursday, we're going to be looking at the remaining verses that surround Romans 3:23 and see how God addresses these things that concerning our shortcomings of not being able to achieve the perfect standard that he has set for mankind. But for now, I pray that this blesses your soul and this gives you something to think about on this Monday morning as you go about your day. May God bless you and may God keep you. That is my humble prayer.